Hi, everyone. Raul Jimenez here with the Schrader Group, and I'm chatting with Kristina Spencer, a military spouse that has moved multiple times on her journey. And the true question is, how do you make a house into a home while keeping resale in mind? Thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you guys for having me.
So, Kristina, tell me a little bit about how many times you've moved and what is the biggest aha that you faced?
Well, my husband and I have been in the military for roughly 25 years, and we have moved about 11 times.
11 times as well.
Yes. I would say obstacles that we have faced have been vast. We have had to learn to adapt. We have had to learn to be intentional, whether it would be choosing versatile furniture or staying organized. You know, when we first started this journey, we were babies. We were fresh in our 20s. And, you know, nobody said when we had our first PCS or permanent change of station that we were going to need to have some tools in our tool belt.
Right.
I remember one specific incident. We got to our location. Our household goods weren't going to be delivered for 45 days while we're sleeping on a sleeping bag.
Oh, goodness.
So through those things, we've learned a lot.
Kind of prepare, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So how do you balance personal preference with resale potential?
That's a great question. I think first and foremost, you have to begin with an end in mind. So when you're coming to a new location, think about what the end of that house is going to look like. What I mean by that is it going to be a resale or is it going to be a rental? But either way, I think foundationally choosing neutral finishes with classic styles for all your big ticket items and then personalizing your home. One of the things that we've learned over the years is you can never go wrong with modular furniture pieces, with transitional tables that will expand or contract based upon the square footage of your home, adding personal touches like maybe a peel and stick wallpaper instead of a permanent wallpaper. Those things will still make you feel like it's your home, but then also they can be easily removed with minimal to no cost when the time for someone else to come.
And that's a great point because sometimes your station is 18 to 24 months. So sometimes you might need to turn. And then what is that resale market? Do you have to paint walls and all that other stuff? So I think the personalized touch without overspending is key in that side. You would mention a little bit about decorating hacks, right? On how to get there. What other things would you do? Even though you have the modulars, even though you have everything here outside the wallpaper, like what are some things that you can add a little charm to your home without actually overspending on the budget?
One of the things that we always recommend to the people that we work with is modern, but not trendy. Because as you know, trends come and go very, very quickly. But a modern, clean, classic finish is always going to be great for a resale market or for a renter coming in. So what that would look like would be cabinet hardware. That's very inexpensive and you can freshen up or do great things that way with just that minimal bit of jewelry, like I like to call it. Light fixtures, any type of, again, you know, keeping your wall colors neutral, but your faucets, things like that are very small that can still give those little touches, but also keep in budget.
So no big major remodels unless you plan on staying here when you retire, right?
Yeah.
Because that would definitely not help us. What upgrades would be your best return on investment? I know we talk about a lot on our side, but you know, if you had to go outside of the hardware, outside of the jewelry, outside of the bells and whistles, what would you say would be the key for budget friendly, but still kind of tackling what you're trying to accomplish?
I would say kitchen and bathroom.
Okay, fair. So you are in real estate.
I would say kitchen and bathroom because those are, I mean, the kitchen's the heart of the family. And whenever I know coming into a new home, that's my first thing is what does that kitchen layout look like? And then the second thing are how are the bathrooms laid out? So that would be my recommendation.
Okay. So let's just assume that you got your ticket, now you're PCSing to another city, or you're possibly going to move but rent out. What has been your advice to some of the people that you see in the past on how to prepare that house outside of getting an agent, all that good stuff? But what would be your advice? Neutralize it down. I mean, pack everything in the pod. What would be your kind of mojo, if you will?
Well, I have a few things actually. Clear tote bins. Those are great. I'm a weirdo. I kind of like to have my things organized, not totally packed, but organized before TMO, which is the moving company, before they come in and start with our stuff. Because then I know what order I want it to go in. and how I'm going to unpack it. So clear bins for sure. We have a PCS Survival Kit that I can tell you has been absolute gold, and that can be anything from personal items, your marriage license, your social security information, your pet vaccinations, to things that you're going to need when you get there that you won't be able to have until all of your stuff comes. One of the things that is in my toolbox, which is kind of sentimental, my photos. That to me, I will not let anybody touch my photos. So I make sure I have my photos. But we also will have that toolkit available. We'll have a link on the website if you want to check it out. That's been a game changer for us.
Yeah, you were mentioning a couple of things earlier, and it blew my mind. Even if you're not in the military, things that most home buyers or owners should have. So, Kristina, you've moved many, many times. What investments have you seen throughout your years that have actually paid off, even though you had to pay a little bit more on the front side, but you've seen it pay off and come to fruition?
One of the questions that my husband and I ask ourselves is, would I buy or would I rent this house if I saw it today?
Great point.
So first thing is outside in. I would say make sure your landscape is fresh. Here in Texas, recommend perennials versus annuals. Clean, make sure that the walk is pressure clean, those types of things. The house has been pressure clean. A fresh coat of paint can never hurt.
Right.
Neutral flooring, all of that. Those are great things that help people visualize themselves being in that space and not thinking about all the things that they have to fix.
Now, what about long-term investments? Now, those kind of get tricky if you're relocating in 2 years. Talk a little bit about that.
I would recommend against it. Things like water softeners or solar panels. I mean, those might have a place in a long-term investment, but if you don't have that in your sites, I would probably stay away from doing that.
Which would probably be key. If you can't rent it out, you're stuck and might have to sell, and you might have to pay off those debts before you can actually get out of the house, which would make it a little tougher for you to kind of recoup your investment.
Exactly.
And start a new chapter. Thank you, Kristina, and thank you all for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to our channel. And for more home ownership and military on the move ideas, please refer to our channel, and we look forward to helping and serving you in the future. Thank you all, and have a blessed day.